Welcome to the latest episode of Ambassadors, our show that takes you behind the scenes of the Between Two Beers podcast. How are we doing today, Shay?
Silly mood in the office, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit silly.
It's silly.
Yeah.
Energy's weird. I walked in late today and the energy was a bit weird.
Can I tell you about my morning? Nah, don't sigh when I haven't even started telling a story because you're meant to be keeping the ball in the air.
Yeah, you're right.
today.
You're right. Tell me about your morning.
Yeah, there you go. Well, our 4-year-old Billy came through at about 11 p.m. last night.
Good character, Billy.
Yeah, jumped in the bed with us. Not unusual, but then she vomited all over Bomb.
Yeah.
All over her. So got up, had a shower, took the sheets off, got into the other bed. We've got a spare room.
I've been to your house.
Went into the spare room.
It's not even a spare room. It's just like a bed next to the master bedroom.
Bowie, our 8-year-old, comes wandering down the corridor at about 1 a.m. Mum, I've thrown up everywhere.
Oh, boy.
All over the corridor, the lounge, his bedroom. He's been throwing up as he's been walking down
Big
the corridor.
night out.
And so I got up and I left at about 5:30 in the morning, and I've just been getting texts from Bomb. Like,
You've not been home since
because
you've got
show here. Yeah, I've been here.
you've got
doing
your
meetings this morning.
your new morning routine as well.
I had meetings from 7:30 a.m. So it's a shit show. It's a horror show at the Holloway House, and I'm just waiting for it to come for me because it's going to go through the whole family. Oh, it's coming.
Illness.
It's coming. Yeah, I'm starting to feel it a little bit.
Why don't you go home? Just go home. I don't want to get sick.
Well, I'm not sick now, but I will be.
But if the bugs are in your system.
No. Don't worry about that.
Well,
How was your morning?
In contrast, I had a nice relaxed morning. I went and got a haircut at Murray Rose. He sends his regards.
Oh yeah, best barber in Hamilton.
Best barber in Hamilton. Jace does as well. We got to talking about you.
Yeah. Do you always talk about me?
A lot of the time.
Yeah.
And then if we're ever in the situation where we're both in there together, we don't talk to each other. We talk through the barbers. Your hairline came up again.
And the hairline.
The positive from Murray is he said it's not at a stage where we have to have a comb over.
No, it's not.
So he's like, you've still got enough that he can work with.
Yeah.
It's not the point where he's having to leave it, cut the rest of it, and then push that through.
I always feel like I can trick people with it on certain angles, but then you get that bird's eye shot and it exposes you. Did you have a conversation about how many haircuts I've got left? Because I had that chat with them last time, and I sort of put a 1 to 2 year time frame on.
Yeah,
and I think I got a few side eyes.
He suggested you've got 2 years left.
Well, that I can live with that. And then do you lose the connection with your barber? Like, you don't go in for the once you go full shaved. Do you need to keep going into the barber?
Well, you probably have to sort that beard of yours out. If you let it go, it'll be. Does he do your beard?
Fair. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, so you would still go in for your beard.
No, good, cool. The last Ambassadors, or maybe a few ago, I mentioned my thinning hair, and I had a call.
Your turning point.
From quite a well-respected member of society with great mana.
He's a respected member of our community,
and he said that Ashley and Martin can work wonders for a thinning hairline. I think his brother or his friend had been doing it, and he was like, "We should do it." And I'm like,
have you?
Am I going to be the face of?
Have you? Well, you won't be. You'll be the hairline of
like
Ashley. But haven't you voiced some ads for them in the past?
I have voiced some ads.
So you have been a spokesperson.
I have been a spokesperson for them, but not visually.
Would you?
Well, I don't know. I'd never thought about it. I'd always thought my time is coming and you're just going to shave it off. But it opened up a little window. I was like, do you go that route?
I don't know how connected you are into what's happening in Sky Sportland, but they actually are the presenting partner for the Aotearoa Rugby Pod.
Oh,
Ashley and Martin. So maybe.
I don't know how I'd feel about that. But then I saw a guy who had a hair transplant. I'd never considered that.
Was that on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
I've seen that video as well.
Remarkable hair transplant I've ever seen.
I was captivated by that whole situation.
Yeah.
Would you do? I think you did a photo a day for a year.
No, I don't think I would ever do a hair transplant. I don't think I'd do Ashley and Martin, to be honest. But really? I think I'm looking forward to just going Don Holloway, balding it up.
Just while we're talking through some of your peculiarities, how's your vehicle going? Because it was in the workshop yesterday.
Yeah.
At Research Motors, and I noticed it's not in the car park today.
Well, I've got the family wagon. The Kia Sorrento is in at the workshop. handles come off, the handbrakes come off. It's all full. It's about that age where it's all falling
On the
apart.
Kia or the
2016.
Camry?
On the Kia.
Camry went a long time ago.
Camry's in great nick.
Camry went a long time ago.
Camry's in great nick. No, actually, I don't want to say too much, but there's some developments potentially in the car game. But hopefully we can keep you posted on that. Anyway, quite an interesting week for Between Two Beers because the Between Two Beers curse was established last week.
Yeah,
wasn't
things happen in threes, but as it turns out, they happen in fours because there was one that we weren't even aware of.
I'm not giving the four. Well, let's work through it.
Okay. From the start or from the most recent?
From the most recent. So we got sent and emailed by a few listeners that Greg Foran had resigned from Air New Zealand.
Yeah.
We recorded our episode with him in January.
That's right.
And we didn't release it for about 6 weeks, right? So we released it like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And very surprised by that news.
Blindsided, they call it in the business.
And it made me think, did he know when he was recording with us that he was standing down? Or did a 2-hour chat with us somehow influence his thinking?
There is a third option that the wave of emails of listeners into his inbox maybe pushed him over the edge after he released that he replied to all of them. Because how many people have come to you and said, I tried that email thing. He did reply.
A lot of people have done that.
And that's just getting in the way of his real work.
Yeah. The other comment was quite a poignant
I think the G,
question at the end.
You have to pronounce the G.
You know the question we forgot to ask him.
Yeah.
Why are you still doing it?
Why do you still work?
Why do you still work? Has that just triggered? Like, why do I still work?
Yeah, I don't need this shit. I don't need this.
So anyway, that was like, what can we do with this news? And then it was like, well, hang on a minute. Clayton McMillan. We recently had him on this year. And
that was last year we recorded with him.
Yeah. And then he's resigned.
So he's thought about it over summer.
Craig Fenton, New Zealand Rugby commercial CEO, he's resigned.
Yeah.
And there's like, all right, we've got a thing.
Yeah.
We've got the Between Two Beers curse. And then Paddy Gower's jumped, and I'm not sure about Paddy Gower.
He didn't resign, did he?
Well, lost his job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I think if we bracket in losing your job, but we recorded with him about 3 years ago, and he lost his job recently, so it's a long bow.
But then I think from that Greg Foran news dropping to today, we've recorded another 3 episodes with different guests, and the gag in every one of them as they're coming in as being, "You thinking about resigning?"
Oh, it's a great conversation starter with a guest who you've never met before. It's just an interesting way of breaking the ice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we can tell them about the curse and the
curse of Between Two Beers.
On guests, we sort of go through stages where we've booked a lot in advance and we start to get through them, and then we start casting the net far and wide and thinking about who would be our dream guests. And we did that last week, didn't we? And we kind of got a bit silly with it, I think. I started throwing out.
You did. It was to paint the picture, I think it was a Monday afternoon and hot. This office can get quite hot in the afternoon. You just put your shirt back on.
Well, you weren't here.
And then, we started with the whiteboard. We started getting into action. And then it was fuck it, shall I just do it? And I've egged you on before with this when we tried to get Israel Adesanya on, and you did. But what play did you go with?
Are you going to make me play the voice
I'd like
note?
you to play the voice note. Because I think at the time I thought this is a good idea. And then I heard you recording the voice note, and you put a sort of persona on it. And I don't know if I was receiving the voice note, I don't know how I'd feel about it. If you've got it, can you bring it up?
Yeah, all right. So Lorde has been on our list, right, for the last few years as our dream guest, like you said. I was like, fuck, shall I just send a voice note to Lorde? 10.8 million followers.
And I think we had to establish that her name wasn't Lorde to begin with.
Yeah. That was good. So this is going to be tough to listen to. All right. It's for the listeners. All right.
Hi, Ella. My name is Steve, and I am one of the hosts.
It's a week podcast.
I reckon there's about a 1% chance, less than 1% chance you ever listen to this, but I thought I would send our shot via voice note.
Shoot our shot.
We host long form conversations. We're
just call it a podcast.
Most popular long form podcast,
Nice.
and we put out a list at the start of the year of our dream guests, and you are on that list. So I wanted to see if you might be keen to have a yarn with us. We recorded in Auckland and Hamilton.
It's a hard listen.
We would make it the best interview of your life. That's the goal. My co-host Seamus has given me the eyes. This is a terrible idea, but it's the start of an attempt to connect. So hopefully you get this. Hopefully you would
best episode of your life.
Love your work. Hope you're well. Thanks.
That was hard to listen to.
How many times did you listen back to it after you sent it?
Always listen to my voice notes after I've sent them.
Yeah,
always just to hear what it sounds like.
Yeah.
That was tough. She hasn't seen it. Didn't respond.
We put it on the Ambassador's Facebook, didn't we? And someone was like, there was some random connection with a beach, like, oh yeah, she goes to the beach down near my house. Or someone I know is building a property for her, or some random New Zealand connection. So, hey, maybe.
Oh, look, we're putting it out there now. So someone will be mates with Ella.
Yeah.
Ella.
Yeah.
We don't often sort of say what guests we've got coming up, but I want to talk about one we did last week.
Yeah.
Because it was special, eh?
Yeah, I was buzzing the whole of... I messaged him on Friday night, late.
Are we going to name him?
Yeah. I messaged Gordy Walker.
Yeah, Gordy Walker.
I messaged Gordy Walker back like 9 o'clock on Friday, and I was like, man, I'm still buzzing from...
I messaged him too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did he reply?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was the whole weekend.
Gordy Walker, for those who don't know, Lisa Carrington's coached the K4, Halberg Coach of the Decade. He's won Coach of the Year 6 times.
Yeah, we got that wrong. We gave him an extra one.
And man, he was so good. It was one of the longest ones we've done.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we'll edit any of it. I don't think it needs it, but it was like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
We got to like an hour 50 and we're like, we'll close with like the K4 stuff. And then we ended up talking about, like, it was so good, his retelling of what they went through and what they achieved and how hard it was. We spoke about that for about 45 minutes and we were locked in.
We were buzzing, It was a nice Friday morning.
But he's one of those guys he's the best, right? He's the most elite coach we've got, and he's so articulate, but he's also quite private. So he doesn't do interviews really. Like, he doesn't certainly do long form. We couldn't find any that he'd done.
There was only one I could find, and then another one I listened to, which was like a bunch of primary school kids interviewing, which was cute, but didn't really unearth.
Yeah, I struggled to get into that one.
Yeah, you went there. Yeah, you went there as well. Yeah.
Anyway, that's coming out in a couple of weeks, but keep your ear out for it because it's a good one.
Yeah, and I've there was a lot of tips I found I could take out of that and put into my real life, like work wise and things like that.
Because you've been doing a little bit of training yourself, haven't you? You're elite, sort of testing the limits of what your beautiful body's capable of.
With Dave McLean at Fastlane doing my cars.
I'm talking about your sprinting. You spotted doing a little bit of sprinting with Doc Brown. I
brought that up like a month ago or two episodes ago.
Can you tell us about it?
I said last. Well, Doc Brown's thinking about making a foray into football, into women's community football.
Yeah.
So we went down to the local park and had a kick around. I think I've spoken about this before, but towards the end of the session, she said, I've never seen you sprint. Do you reckon you could sprint? So I gave it a go. And I know that I missed the pub crawl last year, and I know I've missed the pub crawl the last 2 years. I know you've introduced the sprint race.
Yeah.
And the thought of that terrified me.
But now you got a bit of power. I've always said you got a bit of power.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you like out of the blocks?
You know what? I think you know my personality well enough by now. I'm quite particular with a lot of things that I do, and I'm pretty well researched around a lot of things. And I think somewhere along my lifetime, I sort of read or landed on, you kind of got to have those wide steps at the start when you go to get yourself going. So I think I sort of had a couple of wide ones and then sort of narrowed down and
like roller skating.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. I think it was only about 40 meters. The next day, my ankles hated me.
Yeah,
I don't mind telling you.
I would like to see that sometime.
Yeah, you never know.
Maybe down in the car park or something.
Yeah, I mean, you know how much I love doing stuff on social media, so there's a very high chance that won't ever happen.
If the people want it.
I don't think anyone wants to see me sprinting.
Right. Between two bets.
Brought to you by the TAB.
Brought to you by our good friends and proud sponsor, the TAB. Before we get into this, we've been getting a little bit. Have you been seeing some comments about our terrible betting? I've been noticing a few comments from people out as well. Like, you guys are terrible at betting.
Really?
Yeah.
I've missed that altogether. I did make the mistake of betting on the Warriors, though, last time.
Yeah.
That was a bad,
It's a tricky one because we're trying to build this fun. Oh, here I go explaining why our betting's so
don't
bad.
mansplain.
But you can't go too long at odds because you got to just keep.
This is what you try and say to me, and I just switch off straight away.
Yeah,
right. Let me bet.
Yeah.
Let me bet with my heart.
Okay. So our balance is $965. We need to get to 1,000 and we can give away 500.
Yeah, I did think a Warriors-Panthers double in Las Vegas would have got us.
Last time the Warriors let us down and Nottingham Forest let us down. So what are we going for this week?
I'm going back to my sweet spot of the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
Chiefs play the Blues here on Saturday. I know they lost last weekend in Fiji, but I think they'll want a point to prove at home. I've gone Chiefs to win and 13+ margin.
Oh, jeepers.
Yeah.
What's that paying?
$2.70.
All right.
I might have.
And I've gone Warriors to score the first try. Just to score the first try. I don't think they'll win.
Did you watch them?
Try. Yeah, fast start. Bounce back ability.
You didn't answer my question.
Judge me by my results.
Did you watch them?
I watched some of it.
Did you watch them?
I watched some of it. This is their year. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
I took the boys to the Auckland FC game a couple of weeks ago.
Nice.
Yeah, they loved it. There was one with the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
And we were like
circus
first
came to
into
town.
the stadium. Yeah, smoothies and hot chips and
How much
donuts.
football did you watch?
Not a lot.
It was the best game of the season
boys
too,
4-4.
4-4.
It was an amazing game, but we were on that stand where you just get baked by the sun.
Yeah, my brother actually saw you in there and said, Steve's sitting by himself in the sun. And I went, he said, why didn't you give him our tickets to sit next to my brother?
Did you have, yeah.
Yeah. And I said, well, I can't because you got the kids.
Had the kids.
You got the kids.
Yeah.
But did they enjoy it?
They loved it. So the last 10 minutes when the sun went away and it was like 3-3 and it went to injury time and there were 2 more goals. They were so into it, eh?
It's a good day out because they've got all the different situations for families and the port and all the rest of it. And you can just ballpark me here. What sort of an investment are you putting down taking 2 kids to the football?
I think my ticket was 50 and the kids 25 each.
Yeah.
I think you're looking at $100.
But then are you also going like the drinks and
there's all sorts.
And the candy floss
and it's smoothies and hot chips and milk and cookies and
what are the kids
ice creams. Yeah, worth it though. I think I was always looking forward to a day like that when I could take my boys to the footy. You know, we haven't had a professional football club in a drivable distance. It's here. The boys are at an age. Like, that was a really cool day. We went up to Sylvia Park before and got lunch, got them some Auckland.
They got some merch.
Kit. Yeah, got merch. Yeah.
Nice.
That was one of the great days.
Nice.
All right, we've got some questions from the audience we want to tackle, little ambassador's fun bag. So question is from Blair. Hi, gents. Would you give up some of what you are doing now to do the likes of breakfast radio or a drive show? I recall Mike Minogue saying he and Jason Hoyt basically started a standalone podcast, All Talk with Jason Mike, with the hopes being picked up on the radio. Was this the ultimate goal when you sat down with Aaron Scott, in brackets lol?
Hi, good. Good.
Is it something you would consider?
I don't think we'd have to give anything up if we were to do that. I got to admit, I think the thought of a morning breakfast show doesn't fill me with great excitement. Maybe an afternoon. Actually, nah. I don't think radio's for me. Nah, I think once a week recording something. I think on the every day having to go to the mine. I think it would. I don't think it's in my future. But hey, if you think that, well, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I didn't like the idea too of having to be somewhere 5 days a week. You know, all those radio shows, it's every day.
Yeah.
And you've got to be at a studio at a certain time. The very fortunate position we're in is the freedom of we organise guests around our schedule and, you know, like how good is that? I guess there's more, I don't know, is there more security in a radio show? Probably not, right? Like,
well, it's not going away. Mike Lane famously said radio's like cockroach, it won't go away.
But it's pretty cutthroat too. If you're not getting ratings, they'll chuck you out.
What if we could do it from Hamilton?
Nah, still, I mean, obviously, money talks at the end of the day, right? If the numbers,
And there it is. If anyone who's followed accidental business owners, there's the difference very clearly.
you know what I mean? Though, if someone's like $5 million to do a radio
no
show,
one's saying that.
then you're like, yeah. But if they're like, $100 a week to do a radio show, then it's no. So somewhere in the middle.
What if it was more? What if it was more, but you had to give the podcast away financially?
No.
What if it was?
No, why would we?
What if it's 3 times podcast, but you can't do
No.
it?
No,
I'm
that's pretty firm. No,
I'm just testing the. I'm just testing the money.
No.
All right, cool.
No.
So you're not leaving me.
So
anytime
I'm not leaving.
for
I'm
your
not
radio
leaving you
dream.
if you're not leaving me. No, but
I got no
good
desire.
question.
I got no desire.
Okay, I got a TikTok bit. So no. You've said you're going to play.
I'll keep the ball.
along.
I'll keep the ball in the air.
Okay.
Do you want me to play dumb like I did in the first one, or do you want me to answer it?
I just.
Okay.
This is going to be a bit of a journey. We're going to work on it together. Okay. So I have a riddle for you to work out.
Okay.
Apples touch. Lemons touch. Oranges don't touch. You need to say something to me, and I'll tell you whether they touch or not. And you need to work out why they touch. Okay? So apples touch. Lemons touch. Oranges don't touch. Say something to me, I'm going to work out whether they touch or not. And try to figure it out.
Bananas touch.
Bananas touch.
Watermelons touch.
Watermelons touch.
Do they all have to be food based?
No, it can be anything. Any word.
Can I say they don't touch?
You say it and you got to work out, I'm going to tell you if they touch or not.
Oh, right. Whales touch.
Whales don't touch.
And oranges don't touch.
Oranges don't touch.
What am I trying to figure out why?
Yeah.
Steaks.
Steaks don't touch.
Okay, I'm not actually approaching this with any logic here. Apples touch. Lemons touch.
Apples touch. Lemons touch.
Watermelons touch.
Watermelons touch.
Bananas touch.
Bananas touch. Oranges don't touch.
Steaks.
Steaks don't touch.
Tips.
Tips touch. Tips touch.
And I've turned it back, so I've kept myself in here. Tips touch.
Tips touch.
I was just looking around the room. Hands.
Hands. Hands. Touch.
Hands.
Hands. Touch. Hands.
Sorry. Through the
Hands don't touch. Hands don't touch.
What about hams?
Hams touch. Hands don't touch. Hams touch.
Are you gonna?
Would you like a clue?
Yeah, sure.
It's the way I'm saying it. It's about how I'm saying it. Hands don't touch. Hams touch.
Okay. I think you should just. Because I don't. I'm just saying things now.
Yeah. Look at my mouth.
Are you doing your teeth or something?
Well, getting close.
Or your lips?
Oh.
Hands.
Hands.
Oranges.
Oranges.
Don't touch.
Don't touch.
Lemons. Oranges. Hams.
Hands.
Lemons.
Yeah, so what is it?
Watermelons.
You got it?
Lips. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got it?
Yeah.
Lips.
How long does the average person on TikTok take to work that out?
It'll get the people commenting. Some will say I got it straight away. Some will say I needed it right to the end.
Okay. That wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Okay.
So you've introduced a bit into the show here, the TikTok bit.
That's right.
So last episode, I gifted you something from Basketball New Zealand. I gave you a Holloway singlet.
Yeah.
And it seems as though the gifting has turned into a little bit of a segment.
Ooh.
And I have a gift. I have a gift which has arrived, and I'd like to present it to you.
Please.
Came in the mail.
Yep.
And
you got a silly little smile on your face.
no, not at all. It's just there's a gift.
Like
There's a gift.
like an unboxing.
There's a gift for you.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
So I think the team at Girls Get Off have caught on to you and Bon, and a couple of nights away recently for the first time in 8 years, and reconnecting, and your LinkedIn post about having to make time for the relationship, and they just thought maybe they would give you some stuff to.
Wow. Afternoon delighters is
So what's
is
in
what
your
we've got.
What's in your haul? What's in your haul there, Steve?
We've got a libido supplement,
Yeah.
60 capsules. We've got some juicy intimate gel. We've got a MIDI wand vibrator. Bon is going to hate this. An external clitoral vibrator.
Yep.
So yeah, it's quite a haul.
Yeah.
Thank you to the team at Girls Get Off, and thank you for being the middleman.
I mean, it's fair. I mean, I've also got these items too.
Have you?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
so we've both. I mean, I've also got a Basketball New Zealand singlet too. But
Yeah.
so there we go.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah. Maybe
Great.
we'll just pop them.
I'm a vibe. It says, yeah.
We'll just
Okay.
pop-
I don't really know. That's caught me by surprise, but I'll let you know how we get on.
Yeah, there you go. And anyone actually who commented about the King Country jersey that I was wearing on the last Ambassadors, get in touch with the King Country Rugby Union. I think you can get your own there as well. But there you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Right. Moving on. Questions from the audience. We've got Dwayne says, "What does a regular work week look like for you guys?" I think. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go
I
first.
think this has changed a little bit. We've got to. We sort of talk about this quite a lot on Accidental Business Owners. How our week sort of has more structure now. We always try to have a recording on a Thursday or Friday, or sometimes two. We try to batch recordings. On Monday, we always have a meeting, me and you, 9
That's
till
right.
10. We have a meeting with Kerry, our, did we have a title for Kerry?
Yeah, we came up with something.
Engagement.
Yeah. Chief Engagement.
Chief Engagement
Officer.
with our Kerry afterwards, and that kind of sets the platform for the week. A lot of admin, I'm working on our reflections business that we're building out. You're working on the Between Two Beers Speakers business, B2B speakers, and there's just a lot of admin, eh?
Yeah, but I think it's a lot smoother.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think I like leaving you in here in the afternoons. I go home for lunch and then I sort of never come back. I'm still working. I'm still working.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I just want to make that very clear to anyone. I'm still working, Doc, when I'm at home. But it's bloody good.
It's a lot of phone calls. So we did 2 episodes last week, and I think we spoke to probably 4 people each for each of those guests.
Yeah.
So that's 16 phone calls, which is good for us to be in different places so we don't talk over each other.
Yeah, research still takes the bulk of the week in terms of who we're preparing for. But yeah, we've split the tasks between us in terms of the business stuff. I think we're going really well.
And there's Ambassadors, there's ABOs. We record, sometimes we're traveling, doing speaking stuff. But yeah, a little bit more of a structure.
It's more than 40 hours, put it that way.
Yeah.
And you're in on the weekend occasionally.
Yeah, I like to come in on Sunday and just get myself sorted for the week.
Yeah.
Do a couple of hours and
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff. What's one thing you'd do differently if you had to start a podcast again? This is from Vitsi.
Oh, that's a good question. What would you do differently while I think about an answer?
Nothing jumps to mind.
No, neither.
I kind of think that the reason we're here is because we started without really knowing or caring, and we just did it because it was something we
Enjoyed
wanted to do. Now, if I was to launch a podcast in the current market with goals of it turning into something, I would be a lot more strategic about what the show is and why it's different and who the listeners are. But we didn't think about any of that.
Nah. And I think that I wouldn't do anything differently. Like the audio fails, the misrecording things, recording episodes that never made it, all of that stuff. I wouldn't change any of that.
Yeah.
All of those experiences have helped us get to where we are now.
Yeah, same. I think we did it all. Now we outsource a lot of it. But to start with, it was us doing everything.
It's the Greg Foran model.
Yeah.
You're on
and
hands-on tools from the very start.
And knowing, I think you've sort of just got to go through the steps of that process. So, shitty audio, you learn it's shitty.
Shitty questions.
Shitty questions.
You keep doing those.
Do you remember when we were at Dave Williams? This is going back. Dave Williams in Raglan. We drove out to Dave Williams, and I was.
That's a good episode, by the way. I feel like that's a sleeper that more people should listen to.
Yeah, we recorded. We had our microphone plugged into a laptop, and it was the audio was saved on my voice recorder program on my laptop.
And your laptop was full, wasn't it?
And it was 2.5 hours. And always at the end is that sort of squeaky bum moment where I say, oh, that was awesome, stop recording. And it takes a while to kind of like save into the file. And this one, it just kept
Spinning
buffering.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. We were in limbo for ages there, for like 10 minutes.
Trying to play it cool.
And I was like, this is either captured or it's not. And I feel like it's not.
Yeah.
And then we ended up having to close the program down and just hoping that it had auto-saved. And it had, but that's the sort of shit. Like, we need a better process here, man.
Yeah.
This ain't it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. All of those scars help you.
And we did it again for David Nika.
Yeah. And Danny Morrison ep that we just couldn't salvage.
Danny Morrison.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah, we do remember that.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. We couldn't release it.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's that one answered. Just a quick one. Outback turned 30. We asked our audience for some of their favourite stories. For those that don't know, the Outback Inn in Hamilton.
It's an institution.
Yeah.
I think most people would have some sort of Outback story or Outback recollection.
Yeah. We asked the audience. No particularly great stories to read. A lot of met my wife's there, foam parties, pie lab.
Did you ever go to a foam party there?
Saucy sizzle. Nah.
There's always a sausage.
There's always
a
sausage.
sausage.
Yeah. My memory of that is the Casbah, live music at the Casbah in the Outback next door. And yeah.
Did you go into the Outback much?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or you're more
Everyone did.
Yeah.
Everyone did.
Yeah.
More around those like pool tables by the, you go in and you go right and it's sort of pool table.
Back bar.
The back bar.
Back bar.
Yeah. That's my spot.
I'm quite friendly with Nathan, who used to own and operate the Outback Inn now as an older gentleman. And those conversations with him are amazing because that was a moment in time in that late 90s, early 2000s period where the Outback was probably at its peak. Backdrafts on the back bar.
One of our friends, who I won't name, he's quite high up now, won a puppetry of the penis competition.
Oh, yeah.
On stage at the Outback there.
I don't think I know who that is.
I'll tell you afterwards. The wristwatch. The
wristwatch.
The wristwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a different time.
And it wasn't
was
wet T-shirt competitions. You just couldn't do that now.
No, you can't. Still do the saucy sizzle.
Yeah. I did this drink, and this is back in the good old days. I won't name who it was named after, and I don't know whether that was his start, but he was studying vet and then came back for uni holidays or something, and it was a blitzer. It was called. It was this person's initials, blitzer, and it was 2 shot glasses turned upside down on the outside and a shot glass the right way up in the middle, and you put a drop of tequila on the 2 outside ones and a shot of tequila in the middle, and you would snort outside, shoot middle, snort outside. Ooh. And it was horrific.
Yeah.
And your face just went numb, and it was just stupid.
Those novelty shots were a big hit, eh? Obviously the backdraft with the chartreuse lit on fire.
Yeah,
but that whole sort of gimmicky...
I wondered now, looking back with sober eyes, like with a straw, like sucking all the bits out of the saucer and like the fumes that you were going in the cup and go, keep going. The bartender going, keep going, there's more in there. And you're like, like thinking that you were fucking cool.
You were cool. Don't rewrite history.
I thought I was cool.
Cool thing to do.
I also had one night I went out. Have you ever had chartreuse was a key element to the backdraft?
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, I think I had like
drink.
8 or 9 chartreuses in a night, and I might have woken up on Wednesday by the time I was functioning again. It was not a good world.
Nah. But overall, good memories.
Yeah. The other thing that sticks in my mind is white pants.
Oh yeah,
white pants, late 90s. Early 2000s at the Outback were, it was like a real fashion statement piece.
For the women.
If a woman had the confidence to go in with a pair of white pants, it was like,
good on you.
You were just looking out for.
Okay. That's why you don't drink anymore.
Oh dear.
Hey, look home straight.
Oh dear.
We need to talk about Ambassador's merch, or just Between Two Beers merch.
Did I spot something on Bonnie Holloway's story last week?
Because Bon's friends have all been requesting Between Two Beers hats. She wears her hat now that it's a bit cool.
She must love that.
Now that the profile's a bit cool, she wears it.
Now that we reached 10K.
But she put something on her personal Insta page saying, hey, I've been getting a lot of messages. Everyone wants Between Two Beers hats. Let me know. And she got like 30 messages from her friends. Makes me think maybe we should go again, because we did a merch run a few years ago and it was a bit half-assed. And we got sort of 20,
I've still
about
got
60 caps done.
I've still got those hoodies, actually. If you're out there and you're a small or a double XL, let me know.
If someone's listening that wants to make a run of some Ambassadors merch or some Between Two Beers merch and do it properly, let us know.
Yeah, we
After
the TVNZ breakfast appearance, we had a couple of
Ambassadors,
people saying they were keen on doing something.
You were looking into copywriting ambassadors, weren't you?
Yeah, trademarking. Yeah, apparently it's a waste of time.
All right, coming up on Monday, we're back into football. Aren't we? We got All Whites coach Darren Baisley.
Big week for New Zealand football. Got the semi-final against Fiji on Friday night down in Wellington. 2 wins away from being the first country to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
That's common.
That's common. I've slipped into commentary mode again. But massive.
I don't think a lot of people know that.
Nah.
The World Cup has changed, and next year, if we win these 2 games, which we should, we're going to the World Cup again.
Yeah.
So,
it's big. So we got Darren Baisley to come in and talk about all sorts.
Yep.
All sorts. And it was cool. Nostalgic trip for me.
Yeah, it was. It was cool to do football again. Chris Wood, current All Whites squad, his journey up through the lower leagues in England and me playing against him. And yeah, it was fun.
And also the opportunity is huge.
Yeah, it is. So keep an eye out for that one. And the first game is at
Wellington.
Wellington. Second game. The final is in Auckland.
Sky Stadium in Wellington. And then the 2 winners of the 2 semi-finals play at Eden Park.
Yeah.
You'll be taking the boys.
I'll be taking the
boys.
boys. Yeah, get some All Whites kit. Yeah.
Get a nice one.
Yeah,
All right.
nice.
Go All Whites.
Enjoy.